Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Patron in Gimliesburg. We are now entering into year 18, which means that a lot of the people who've been born in this colony are going to be reaching adulthood very soon if they haven't been already through some sort of time paradox. So that's kind of exciting. We're going to see our population continue to grow very rapidly over the next couple of videos, though it's already been doing that thanks to the power of immigration. Now that said, with a higher population comes a handful of different challenges. We are starting to kind of tread water on food again, which is still easily fixed in my case. All we have to do is just keep building up things like the gatherers' shelters and stuff, get more hunting lodges, and we'll be fine as long as I have a handful of extra workers available, and I do. Alternatively, we can try to go for some additional farming, but we've used up most of our farmable land at this point. I could knock down some of the neighborhoods, I suppose, but like, come on, no one wants to do that. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do there. Maybe it's time to start looking for different areas we can grow into. For example, yeah, if we push down this direction, there's a whole load new farming land available. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe we just start pushing down this direction, really start building out our civilization down this way, and this will become a new bread basket. But what about like other materials and stuff? We need ores. We can just keep building around the mountain, I suppose. That would end up being okay. Kind of need the camera to move a little bit faster than this. No, it's fine. You get the idea, though. Okay, so yeah, all is going well here. We're going to see just how impactful this farm center, the new building, actually is. As far as boosting up all the farms in this area, we should have a fair bit. Should. We'll see, though. I mean, this thing should... I don't know. I think it's like a 10 or 15% efficiency boost for all farms, I'm pretty sure. I think these are all 100% earlier. Could be wrong. May have something to do with the fertility level only, but no, I think it's another 15% boost. So we'll see how that recalculates into our food production, but I do suspect it's not going to be enough. Let's make sure that we continue working on our research, by the way, and at some point, I don't even really care necessarily what we research, as long as we're always researching something. This is so easy for me to forget as I work on just building out more of my production chains. But like, we can start working on things like jewelry, we can start making textiles and dyes and stuff like that. Two-story houses, a secular society where people don't care about religion anymore. These are all things that we can do. A loitering tax? Ooh. Inn produces coins for every adult settler. Wait, how does that work? If they're in the inn, they're not loitering, are they? I have no idea, but apparently we can find ways to squeeze them of more money. The point is, we got a lot more to do, and I need to keep clicking the buttons and continue researching. What am I researching right now that's taking up my time, though? For some reason, I can't click on anything. Uh-oh, I have no idea what I left off researching in the last video. Oh, no. Well, I assume that we're going to finish it soon enough. Oh, oil lamps. That's what it was. I remember now. A merchant luxury. We wanted to take oil from sunflowers and make lamps. Got it. Okay, I remember now. Hey, by the way, we still can't sell any of our, Oh, we can sell wine now. Hey, I don't know why we weren't able to sell this before, but for some reason we were not able to sell off wine. Wine is worth 5 gold. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't need any money, so I'm not gonna sell the wine. I'd rather just hold on to it and make an incredible vintage. Let it age properly, but cool. Okay, either there was a patch which fixed it, or something just hadn't calculated properly, and now we can sell our top-tier luxuries if we need a nice influx of cash. I'm loving seeing harvest season, by the way. Look how much wheat we are producing now. Good lord, that stuff's really coming in. Bread for freaking days, dude. We can make loads and loads of bread. This is gonna be amazing. We could probably fit one more farm somewhere over here. Do we want an orchard, or do we want... I think just more crops will be fine. Something that grows relatively quickly. Gosh dang, with the crop sizes, though. Why? It's probably fine. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and set up a couple more farms over here. Just make sure we take advantage of every little bit of food, because despite my bravado in the last video saying, oh man, we're gonna have bread for days, and we probably will, I still seem unable to process it fast enough, and we always need more food. Holy crap, though. Okay. Yeah, we produced 5,000 last month. That's a lot. I am sorely tempted at some point, by the way, to just go ahead and install a sustainable forestry mod in this game, because we left this thing on plant and cut, and lo and behold, look at this. It demolished the efficiency of this area. So even with this nice new hunting lodge fully upgraded, we've only got 128% efficiency. There's no sustainability in this. There really isn't. You have to actually micromanage this all the time and tell them to go and plant. Hence why we had to go and set up another one of these Forester huts over here and another one over here. It's just a little irritating, you know what I mean? I think that the trees either need to grow faster or the AI needs to be a bit more intelligent in how often they are planting these trees. Something to make this more sustainable. Heck, I'd even be okay with reducing the wood production a little bit just so I don't have to micromanage. That's the annoying part, more than anything. Call of the clergy. No! I'm not sending my children's off to join the clergy. Don't you know we're going to try to form a secular state in a little bit or something, probably. I don't know. We might do that. I actually haven't decided on that for sure, but regardless, I don't know. We'll do that. All right, we need to get some more expansion going. We need to just keep building these out, get those trees growing, gosh dang it. Maybe that's the real trick. Just have more people working there? Yeah, you know what? Whenever you run into a problem, just throw more bodies at the problem. I'm sure it'll solve itself. It'll be great. Something that supposedly is also true is that houses, once upgraded to, like, stone houses, do not actually improve your insulation. Which is a little bit surprising to me, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like it ought to do that. There are mods to try and accommodate for that. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I've been looking through the mods lately, and I'm seeing that there are quite a few mods to overcome some of the stuff that I'm having problems with in this game. So that's another thing that I think would make a lot of sense to make kind of a default option. You know, stone houses ought to have better insulation than wood, even though you added some extra insulation in the form of, what, straw? Right? I don't know. That just would make more sense to me. Maybe bricks are even more efficient than that or something. I'm okay with there being a bit of a cutoff, so it's not, like, unbelievably super insulated, but, like, it's got to be a little bit better. Some things just thematically make more sense. So I'd like to see that added into the game at some point. Is there anything I can do to reduce some of my usage of wood anywhere? Because we are plowing through that right now. I guess I could reduce the number of workers at some places, like a carpenter's hut where I don't think that I'm going to need it, but that's not quite what I have in mind. Almost everything's pretty darn efficient. I wish there was an easier way to see what's been fully upgraded and not, but I'm not sure how you'd accomplish that, to be honest. Okay. Well, the good news is our trees are growing fairly fast, so they're coming back, but we're really running out of logs. You know what? This is one of those rare cases where I think it actually would make perfect sense to just go ahead and buy some stinking stuff. We've got money. Let's just buy a bunch of logs. It only costs me 600 gold. That's practically nothing in order to get 600 more logs. The big issue is I have to actually make sure that I do this early enough that, you know, it arrives before I die. Which is interesting, by the way. I instantaneously gain money from selling, and then I have to wait for these things to reset, but I don't instantly get the resources. That does make, I guess, a little bit of sense, but I mean, I would think that in order to sell anything, you have to wait for the ships to arrive. Whatever. I'm not going to think about that too much, though. That's not important. A sunken ship. I don't think I've seen one of these before. We can organize a search and rescue party and try to help focus on rescuing survivors. For some reason, the peasants and laborers don't like that idea. Don't know why. Or look for goods, and we find a tiny bit of lettuce. Lives or lettuce? I think we saved the humans. That seems a little bit more important. Your priorities are a little messed up, guys. Come on. I'm gonna start expanding off a little bit in this direction. We're not gonna actually build any of the houses out yet, but let's prep on having some neighborhoods over here. Start working off in this direction towards some new farming land, a lot more space for our foresters, and you know, I assume that having people live close to their workplace, like these farms, is still advantageous to some degree or another. We also need to be building out more coal production because I'm noticing that we are rapidly running out of coal. This is just kind of hitting the point where, like, any inefficiency that I have in my markets or my economy is going to start becoming more and more obvious as our population grows and our demands continue to skyrocket. The good news is we've still got just enough workers around that we can keep a lot of this afloat, at least long enough that I have some time to respond to it. So it's not the end of the world, but let's be very cautious. I am keeping myself afloat by buying a lot of lumber, which is helping. Question, am I able to set up automatic deals? I wouldn't be surprised if I could, actually. Hang on. Interesting, by the way, that this is not actually organized alphabetically. Wait, this is organized by my quantity of resources, which is the last thing I did over here. Oh, that's interesting. So if I swapped it over to alphabetical... Yeah. Huh. Okay. These are linked. It just doesn't show you that. I feel kind of clever for finding that, to be honest. All right. So lumber, for example, target 1,000. Yes. If I ever find myself in a situation where I have don't have enough lumber, automatically buy some. Can I do the same sort of thing with other stuff? For example, if I find myself with too much, let's say herbs, right? There they are. If I find myself with too much herbs, more than 2,000, automatically sell off the excess? Import or export until quantity researched. No, I can say specifically export and import only. Don't sell off extra lumber. Don't import extra herbs. There we go. Now, my other question, does this apply to all things? Right, if I clicked on you, do you also... Ah, no. Okay. So each port have to set up automatically. Oh, that's going to get a little tedious, but okay. So maybe this is the difference with trade deal capacity versus cargo capacity, because these are considered deals, right? Yeah, maybe these operate in separate... Do these operate as separate parallel shipping lanes? That'd be interesting if that were the case, wouldn't it? Huh. Well, we'll go ahead and max these out, because I feel like we might as well. I'm completely out of stone. That's a little annoying, but all right. Yeah, and now I've set some stuff up where we should be able to make sure we buy enough lumber and coal to keep us alive, and then sell off a lot of our excess luxury goods if we have a ton of them. And the good thing about this is now... Oh, this is all out of order again, isn't it? Hang on. Decorations, sell off excess of those. Now, if I'm overproducing in a particular resource, it kind of functions like a set production limit, except we just turn it into something useful like currency, so I can buy other things if needed. So now overproducing things like decorations isn't going to hurt me as much taking up storage, and I'm still turning it into something useful, or at least the intermediary before turning it into something useful. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I am noticing over here, for example, we went right down to 2,000 herbs, so we sold something off, but what did I not see? I did not see a cooldown for my harbor, which makes me think that, yeah, this stuff must operate, like, independently in the background, which is really, really interesting. Okay. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So now we're going to start using trade in a more efficient way to make sure that I am overcoming any of my particular resource gaps. And that buys me plenty of time to continue replanting all the forests and stuff. Me likey. Hello, Mr. Ship. We got a lot of beautiful things for you. Come on in. Right on in there. Actually, I wonder if these are tied to the trade deals thing. I don't know. Maybe they are. You know, the other thing that's really useful about this trade thing, though, is it actually lets me start focusing on a more specialized and refined economy. I can start worrying less about raw goods, and I can start just worrying about producing as much of the refined stuff as possible and sending it back. So we have a specialized manufacturing economy instead of a resource-based economy, which is how civilizations are supposed to develop anyway. So that actually makes perfect sense. I like that. We've learned that from other games, and I've underutilized it a lot. But I'm hoping to change that this time around. Our guardsmen have caught infiltrators wreaking havoc on our stockpiles. They claim their goal was to weaken the king and his local affairs. There's a bounty on their heads. We could find work for them? No. I am going to send them to the king in shackles. Yes, this causes more loyalty issues for the merchants, the only group that are having issues in the first place. But this is also why I've got propaganda, so we're solving it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I finished building up my little park over here now, by the way. Look at this! It's all beautified, like I said it would be. It's got this beautiful statue that actually looks worthy of Elden Ring, interestingly. Plus some banners and stuff. I don't know, it looks nice. I don't know if this actually does much for me. I know it increases happiness a little bit in the vicinity. So technically, you should probably be building out, let's say, I don't know, a single rectangular area of 6 houses, except one in the middle is not a house, so it's actually 5. It's just like a park in between, and that's the best way to maximize happiness across the board. Maybe, I don't know. I don't need to go that far, but I mean, I don't know. It looks good. Aha, I have researched the inn. Okay, what would that be considered to be? Is it a town building of sorts? That would make the most sense. Church, harbor, inn. There it is. This increases happiness for everyone in its radius, which seems pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and pop one of these suckers down. I don't know, gives people a place to just kind of let off some steam once in a while. Maybe drink some of our good local cider and beer and whatever the heck else we're making out here. Oh, wine, yes. Oh, we don't have any gentry yet, do we? No, we do not. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. Regardless, an inn seems like a nice thing to build. We'll just go ahead and do it. More king's opposition. Oh, good lord. You know, I actually don't need loyalty right now. I hate losing safety, but new citizen sounds good. Let's go ahead and take it after all. Maybe we will accept the subservient people. No, not subservient. Subversive. That's what I meant to say. Subversive people into our town. Send them to the inn. Let them get a little bit reacclimated into society or something. That'll be great. Assign someone here, and boom, we're increasing happiness as long as someone actually does something. No innkeeper in building. That'll be fixed soon enough. And because I'm researching the loitering tax, it's not even a policy. It's just one that straight out gives me money for every adult settler. Just bleed them dry, boys. Bleed them dry. Tax cuts? I shouldn't need to do that. No, that sounds like a terrible idea. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, the housing shortages just keep piling on. I mean, that's a good problem to have. It means that our population is, in fact, growing as intended. It's just, yeah, again, more people, more problems, right? But that's fine. More taxes, too, so it evens out. Oh, you know something I totally forgot to build? An oil mill. I wanted to start refining some of these sunflowers and the firewood into some oil and see what we can do with that. Oil mill, unfortunately, is a fairly large building. We can fit it just about perfectly right here, though, so I guess how could I say no, even if it does take up some of my space for forestry? That's one of the problems with foresters, is like once you place them, it's like, I don't want to build in here anymore, but I need to, because they were close enough to my urban sprawl so that they would be convenient work locations, but now I've, well, sprawled. It's probably fine. My economy's doing great, by the way. Look at this money go in. We are selling off so many excess luxuries. This is fan-flippin-tastic. I'm really watching a maximum income go up. Slaves! Yeah, let's bring them in. Oh, sure, the merchants and the gentry have problems with that, but I don't care. Look at my face and tell me how much I care. You can't, because you can't see my face, but I'll tell you what, it's not a lot. So let's go ahead and continue building out some more housing. Let's welcome them in. Oh my gosh, we have 82 families now out of this. Eek. Okay, I need a lot more houses all of a sudden. At some point, we should consider building, like, a dang shelter. But, like, I don't know. I feel like I really just need to build more houses instead. Yeah, we commit to that urban sprawl. We commit, dang it. Oh, and some of the families appear to have immediately left me. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't build houses in less than 2 minutes, okay? And by 2 minutes, I mean in your time. 2 minutes in this time at speed 10 would be a long time. That would be unforgivable. I understand that, but gosh dang you people. All right, well, now we're solved on families again, so this is great. What a nice-looking neighborhood. Look how I beautified this area. It looks great. Okay, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the oil mill with a heavy press, which reduces how much firewood and sunflowers we're going to need. So I can actually make my sunflower crop expand, go a little bit further, since people do eat it as food as well. I wish I could forbid that in some way. We're actually going to start having some serious firewood issues pretty soon. I'm having to start buying some on a regular basis, because I just can't seem to produce quite enough. Might be necessary to get myself an additional sawmill. Ugh, I hate placing it over here, but you know what? C'est la vie, this is what we have to do. Can I get rid of some of these rocks? Is that a thing? I don't know. Another housing shortage, what do you know? So just because we're creating oil doesn't mean that I know how to make lanterns, right? Jewelry store takes tools and glass and bricks. Bricks make jewelry? That doesn't make sense to me. Brickworks, candle shop, glassworks. No. How doth one maketh? Have we learned this yet? I thought we had, but maybe I am wrong. Oil mill, oil lamps. There we go. Toolsmiths. See, that actually does make sense, now that I think about it. So I gotta make myself more toolsmiths? Okay, no, that's probably fine. I can fit one, like, right over here, almost perfectly. We'll do that. Make a toolsmith, place it close to the oil, where we apparently have a cow. I don't even have cows anywhere in my town, so where we got old Bessie, I don't know. But we'll take that oil and we'll start turning it into some lamps, and that will create another merchant luxury. Do I need more? No. Am I gonna have them anyway? Absolutely. There we go. It is built. All right, change production oil lamps. So that's gonna change what we need as far as iron wool. We need wool to make that? I guess, oh, for the wicking and stuff. Okay. Well, let's reduce that upkeep so that my resources go a lot further, which now this is just like a dirt cheap building. Plus, we'll just boost out that production, and now we're going to start making 358 lamps per year, which is not a ton, but to be fair, I don't need a ton, so that should be completely fine. Very good. Okay, so we've expanded at least a bit more. We're definitely taking advantage of purchasing resources. I'm noticing that because we're at nice even numbers, like our herbs and our lumber and stuff. Though we're doing pretty good on raw resource production across the board anyway, but this lets me worry less about cheap things like lumber and start producing better stuff, which I am certainly doing, and we are making a lot of money passively without me having to micromanage any of this from here on out, which I consider really, really nice. I am considering maybe building a shady harbor. Maybe we place one down over here and see if we can access any additional goods from the black market of some sort. That could be kind of fun, but we'll have to save that for the next episode. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If so, I would humbly ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.